That's definitely not true. Oh boy, it depends how you define useful. You're talking about like general combat or dungeon useful unless the game forcibly shoehorns you into it? Because the Dominion Rod is pretty useless. Yeah, but you get it, and then you literally never use it again. Like, this theoretically has combat applications. You can still use it. Like, oh, are they not hearing us? Okay. Well, why did you make this? I'm gonna ask this so I can actually comment. Why did you make this a separate section? Why didn't you just, you know, let him do it by accident? Okay. So, and have they done the final dungeon yet?
They have not.
Okay.
That didn't seem to work.
So, if you've ever seen like a multi-world randomizer where they just replace everything useless with ice traps,
all right.
Ice traps are.
All right, there we go. I think I fixed it. Okay, I apologize for that, folks. I had no idea. So let me go ahead and start here by reintroducing this. So this is today's goal. We are going to be doing the Gerudo Training Grounds. This is a completely optional dungeon here in Ocarina of Time. And that the Gerudo Training Grounds contains the least useful item in a Zelda game, despite the fact that Alpha seems to consider mandatory quest items needed to beat the game as optional and useless.
First of all, it's not even that hard to skip the Dominion Rod. Secondly, this still has combat applications. If you do, and especially if you do Spirit Temple first, it has combat applications because it is the weapon that is strong against Bongo Bongo. For reasons. Even Saria tells you to go to the desert. But maybe not Spirit Temple. It's weird.
Okay.
I always did the Gerudo areas before everything else, and it looks like are only 2 people doing this one?
Yeah, only 2 people are doing it. So Indie Filter had another event come up today that was going to make it difficult for them to do a longer goal. And so as a result, we decided we're going to do a little quick exhibition match. Maurice has been trying to do all of the dungeons, all the mini-games that he's been finding. And so he is going to do the Gerudo Training Grounds, because I think this technically counts as a minigame.
I would count this as a minigame. Is he going to go do archery?
He did archery easy mode. Did not do archery hard mode.
Archery hard mode is fun, but again, unless you're playing this on an N64 controller, it feels weird to do some of the challenges. Because for whatever reason, an N64 controller makes this game easier. It makes both of the 64 Zeldas way easier.
Both of the 64 Zeldas. I don't think they've released 64 different Zeldas yet.
You know what the statement is. Both the N64 Zeldas. Although they probably released Ocarina of Time, like 64. I'm pretty sure there's, what is it? It's on this, the Wii Virtual Console, the Wii U Virtual Console, the GameCube twice, and the 3DS. So really, you're just missing the Nintendo Switch and the DS lines for OOT.
Alright, so Puffer King already losing some time here. Tried to take a little bit of a shortcut going backwards through the desert. Unfortunately, that doesn't work.
Yeah, you'll get warped back to the entrance you came from, because that's the smarter way of dealing with it, just from a saving logic standpoint, probably. Also because they don't want you to warp this child into the other place. Because, Gerudo is different from adult to child, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it is possible to get into Gerudo Fortress as a child. There's a way you can climb up on a post and use a chicken to get inside of the fortress, but that's very clearly unintended.
Well, you can also, and this is done in, although I think the original glitches category, you can just jump and throw a bomb and then, like, deboost your way over the terrain, which I think is fun. Why don't you change this to the two-person view?
I don't have a two-person view.
Alright.
Yeah, so we made up a special... Tea Party Cthulhu made up a special background for me. Unfortunately, I only have a 4-player variant, and I was really too lazy to create a 2-player variant for exactly one race.
Yeah, that's fair. I want to make them play Majora's Mask after this, but after watching Pony play Majora's Mask, I'm pretty sure we would just tell them, hey, 24 hours, beat the game, and they probably still wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So much is going on. That is not a blind safe race, which is really unfortunate, because it's top 2 in the Zelda series for me.
Yeah, it's an excellent game, but it's 95% of it is mini games and side quests.
Yeah, I think it has probably the most mature writing in the entire series.
Ooh, Maurice getting some good use out of his Scarecrow song here. Unfortunately, Pierre the Scarecrow shows up on the ledge Maurice is standing on. Puffer King really desperately wants to get that heart, but not going to do it with that wall of fire. Puffer King has been continuously on no life. Like throughout this entire race, he's been doing excellent at the puzzle solving, but when it comes to not dying, he's been struggling just a little bit.
Oh wait, no, I figured out what the next blind race for people who haven't played the Zelda games. Maybe I can do Link's crossbow training.
It's perfect. That is one of the best games, and it is very critical to the Zelda timeline.
It is like 5 seconds long, and if you've played that much, you've basically played the entire game. Now, if I was at my place, I have all 3 of the books that they released. The Hyrule Historium, the what's the trilogy? Hope they made more. Oh yeah, the Goddess Collection. Hyrule Historium, Arts and Artifacts, and the Encyclopedia.
I was going to say the Nintendo Adventure books, the Shadow Prince and the Crystal Trap are 2 of my favorite Zelda books.
Yeah, the coolest thing about the Historia is it gives you the prequel to Skyward Sword, which tells you how everything started, and I would play that Zelda game that ends like the backstory to Skyward Sword, which I won't spoil in case we figure out a way to actually make people play that, because that is another phenomenal to-play Zelda game.
Yeah, I like Skyward Sword. It's a lot of fun to play. In particular, I really enjoy the some of the motion controls, like bowling with bombs is fun to do.
The motion controls in that game are really good. Like, there's the bamboo minigame, which is unbelievably hard, but so good.
Oh yeah. The downside, of course, is that it is a really, really long game. Like, a lot of the side quests are just way too long.
It's conveniently very easy to segment because of how they did it.
Yeah, it is.
But they like that game has probably my second favorite, just like overall writing, even though it's a little bit extremely anime. Just some of the lines. I don't remember if I ever hit these things with the Megaton Hammer that Maurice is doing.
I mean, have you never beaten this dungeon?
Do you have to do that? It's just I didn't remember doing that.
I think you can get by. It's possible. This dungeon is really strangely set up. There are 9 keys to find, which I think is the most keys you can ever have at once by a colossal margin. And
yeah.
But only 7 of the keys are needed in order to complete the Gerudo training grounds, because there's 2 locked doors that are completely optional. Then I want to say the Master Quest version switches that you do have to open all of the doors.
Yeah, the Master Quest version. They just make them play Master Quest, because that really abuses how much you understood how the interactions in this game worked, and that they understood them. Because, like, even the first dungeon is a chore. Like, if you don't know it, like, it's gonna suck. It's like, hey, here's this interaction. It's like what they did with Mario 2, where it's just like, hey, we can put bloopers in regular space. So there's like an invisible platform there that Maurice is just gonna skip with the hover boots, or it's something. Maybe you can play the Song of Time. I think this dungeon has Song of Time puzzles.
Yeah, we see Puffer King here is on one of them. He has attempted to play the Ocarina to open up this passage, but Song of Time blocks are actually context sensitive. The elders of the past who created these, they were very intelligent. They had OSHA regulations that said we can't make these blocks disappear while somebody's standing on them.
Oh, that's another thing Master Quest added. They added a whole bunch of new Song of Time things.
Yeah, they definitely went overboard with those.
A little bit, but it was because it was just not. How do you forget this song? Right A, down, right A, down.
I mean, not everybody in this race has beaten this game 375 times.
I haven't beaten it. I've actually only beaten OOT maybe twice. Maybe. It's been a while.
So this is...
I beat the hell out of it.
So this is basically the second time in the game when the players will actually want to use the iron boots. So as soon as they are done with this room, they will probably never equip iron boots ever again.
There's 3 times. You can use it to kind of skip some of the stupid stuff that's in, well, I'm pretty sure you can use it to skip some of the stuff in Shadow.
Yeah, it might be useful there.
And there are some places, although they're not really relevant in this game, you could, in theory, it's a lot easier in the 3DS version to take advantage of it because you can have 2 touchscreen buttons that just do iron boots for you.
Yep.
The downside is you only have X and Y for items, but you just put, like, bow and hook shot on those, and then Lens of Truth, and another button, because there's already a dedicated touchscreen button for Ocarina, so, like, you're set.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever picked that up. As many versions of Ocarina of Time as I've had, I mean, I had both of the GameCube ones, I had the original N64 release, that I don't think I ever had a need to pick up the the 3DS version.
I ended up getting it because the 3DS I bought was the black and gold Zelda one, which is sick. So, I mean, that's why I have that, because I really, really wanted that 3DS. It's unfortunately not the one I use anymore, because the ribbon cable for the right button was going, so I just bought a new 3DS, and bought those sick Majora's Mask plates for it.
And Soapy Noah Maskin is Puffer King ahead. Unfortunately, Puffer King has fewer keys than Maurice, so I'm going to say he's probably not ahead.
Technically, depending on if one of them guesses the wrong direction, they'll be tied.
Well, they got to keep in mind though that there's not enough keys for them to both guess the wrong direction. If they open both of the optional doors, then they're done. They can't clear this without the Spirit without doing Spirit Temple.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, a quick reminder is that this dungeon contains 9 keys. However, there is one key that they can't reach. They do need to get the gauntlets in order to open it. So, in order to get that last key, they would have to clear the Spirit Temple, at least partially. So, they were warned in the pay spin. You need 7 keys to clear this dungeon out of the 9, which means they have to be they need 8 keys out of the 9 to clear the. They need 7. Jeez, all right.
Okay.
You
need 7. So they should employ. What, Puffer King? What are you playing this on that you're messing up these inputs so badly? I've been playing it on Wii U, but.
Yeah, so they are able to clear the dungeon with their current equipment load as long as they don't waste 2 of the keys.
So what I would recommend, because it's very clear when you start using keys, is to just Puffer King's gonna have to worry about their bomb count because they keep inputting wrong.
They did receive a warning in the paste bin telling them that they should save their game before they try to use any keys, because there are 2 optional doors.
That's some rando strats. You check a door that you know that there's a check behind, and you figure out whether or not you wanted to, burn a key there.
Puffer's also going to have to watch arrows.
I would say that of the 3D, because you're mentioning that, if you haven't picked up the remake of Majora's Mask, I'd recommend it. They gave that a lot of quality of life, particularly with the Bomber's Notebook, and the fact that if you have a new 3DS, you have perfect camera control.
I think Puffer King is out of arrows.
Yeah, I don't understand how he's missing every shot.
It's hard.
Especially when he went down here.
But I think the problem he's going to have is that he has to hit these in pretty quick succession. Yeah, he's out of arrows now.
Yeah, I mean, the main trick to it is you can just line yourself up and then slightly adjust. I think you can just deboost and grab this chest in the 1.0 J version. Similar to that one chest in A Link to the Past. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you can Iron Boots and deboost through that in the J version. That's what it is. It might be possible in this one as well. I'm not sure.
Yep, I think this is key number 7. This is actually enough for Maurice to get through if he uses his keys wisely.
So, make a big save here. Which direction is it? Is it left or right?
Left is the correct direction.
Yeah, I was pretty sure it's right or left, but you get ice trapped if you go right.
Alright, Maurice has made the right choice. So he knows that 2 of the doors are optional, which tells him that if he picks a direction where there's more than 2 doors, then he's probably picked the right way.
He's not opening any of the other chests.
He's gonna win this.
Yeah, possibly ever watching a randomizer of this game.
There it is. He opens up the big chest and he is going to get his well-deserved reward. The ice arrow.
So they are Bongo Bongo's weakness. They do have combat applications, but you get them so late in the game that most of the time if you're using magic arrows, you're probably just better off using Din's Fire.
Yeah, this is really a completely useless item.
Now, just to keep Maurice on longer, you should tell him that there's archery hard mode.
He's aware of archery hard mode.
Okay, good. So he'll probably do that before finishing.
Well, he's already finished.
Oh, he already got done?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so he's not going to do archery hard mode. That's sad.
Yeah, so Maurice is very serious about this. That he's noticed that he's been doing all of these optional minigames, and that it's been eating up a little bit of time, and Pufferfish King has been catching up. He already has the fire arrow. It was literally in his inventory.
Yeah. Those are important.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess Maurice is gonna collect all these items. He's gonna undot done, and then he's gonna redot done. And Puffer King here taking a death. Thankfully, this counts as a dungeon, so you do just respawn at the entrance.
Oh, he's gotten 30 Skulltulas. At least. He's got the Giant's Wallet.
Yep. Oh god, the big Poe bottle. That's the ultimate side quest.
Now, the real way to get the big Poe bottle is to complete the regular trading quest and then equip swap over it, which is the easiest glitch to figure out. All you do is pull out a bottle, you capture something, and then you open your menu and swap the blueprints over it.
Blueprints?
The thing you get to trade for Big Goron sword?
Oh, yeah, it's not a blueprint, it's the claim ticket.
I get, you know, it does look like there's a plane there.
Nice, Maurice finding key number 8 here. So that means he found every key except for the one he literally can't collect.
He'll just go do Spirit Temple. Undone. Not done. What does Navi got to say?
Navi tells you that the door is locked and you need a key to open it.
Nice. I think Maurice is bored now.
Yeah, Maurice was a little disappointed in last week's goal being so short, and this week was another short goal, but thankfully next week we will have a much meatier goal for the players to do. We will be doing the Spirit Temple, dungeon number 5 as an adult.
Okay, you can't get that one with hover boots because you won't jump, and so you don't go to it.
Now, I mentioned before, but apparently I was not actually on the mic, so nobody could hear me. We are doing another event after this. Blasphemous Roar is going to be doing some sort of a Valentine's event. It's going to be a series of vaguely Valentine's-themed games. I believe he was looking for some recommendations even, so in the event that...
I think we have Jackazam versus Shrambles first.
Alright. Yep, so it sounds like we're going to be doing that. Okay, Roar posted some comments. So it sounds like 5 o'clock today we're going to be doing a Valentine's event. Roar is going to be pulling out a variety pack of Valentine's-themed games. I think he's actually looking for some suggestions even. So if you have vaguely Valentine's-themed games in any sense, feel free to throw those at him. I think he will appreciate seeing those.
I mean, hey, Princess Remedy 100%. At the very least, you get
It's got a lot of hearts in it.
Well, yeah, but you also have to give a box of chocolates to someone.
Perfect. So yeah, if you have any recommendations for that, I think Roar will appreciate you throwing those out for him so that he will have some ideas for some games to race today. And then there's also been some discussion that there is another blind segmented race sort of in the works here. I think we're going to be wrapping up The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time next weekend. It feels like it's been so long, and yet we're almost at the end now. So next weekend we will be finishing up the final segment of the race. We will be completing the game, defeating the surprise evil villain. Nobody could possibly guess who the final battle will be. And then we will be moving on, and I believe the next game we're going to be playing, we may be doing a blind segmented race of Star Tropics for the NES, which is basically The Legend of Zelda again.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that that'll be sick, because then we can follow it up with Star Tropics 2, which a lot of people haven't played because it was basically the last game on the system.
Yeah, it came out.
It might be.
It came out very late, like that and Wario's Woods for the NES. I think were.
Wario's Woods was the last Nintendo-made game. This one is. Only had a North American release in 1994, so it was definitely like the end.
Yeah, Star Tropics is a bit of an unusual one. It is a first-party Nintendo game. It was made by Nintendo of Japan. by a Japanese team, but the game was designed exclusively for the NES, for the North American market. It was not released in Japan at all.
Yeah, it was the second to last first-party game, whereas Woods was after. And the final game exclusively developed for the NES. But yeah, Star Tropics got a bunch of America. Every town has cola in the name of it, which is great. That's American.
So yeah, definitely join us if you are blind to Star Tropics. It's an excellent NES game. We'll be starting off with a relatively short goal. I want to say the first goal will probably take our players only maybe an hour to complete, since we'll just...
Are you going to do Dungeon 2? Because that's been in Mystery Tournament so many times.
It's going to be longer. I thought it's only been in once. I was the one who subbed it.
It was in more recently. I don't know. I farmed it every time. Just because the opening is it's such a fun game to play.
But yeah, the goal will be a little bit longer than the Mystery Tournament goal, just to try to get some good pacing. The game is a little bit lengthy, but I feel like the difficulty is sort of uneven. There's a couple of really difficult parts to the game.
Yeah,
Alpha knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. The difficulty curve, it's more of difficulty plateaus.
So we see Puffer King here managed to pick up the key, and that was a pretty challenging room that he went through, where you had to run from the boulders and you had to collect all of those rupees under a time limit. The Gerudo Training Grounds, it's an unusual sort of thing where it's a bonus dungeon, it's a challenge, and they really put a lot of effort into making complicated setups that you don't normally see in dungeons. On the other hand, it's pretty short, it's not that challenging for the most part. Most of the challenges you can clear pretty quickly, as we saw from Maurice. Just a few puzzles here to solve. There was a beta ROM of The Legend of Zelda found last month that it was Ocarina of Time. It was a beta version, and one of the things in the beta ROM is it had an early version of the Gerudo Training Grounds. That the Gerudo Training Grounds was evidently intended very early on in the game, and the early version of the Gerudo Training Grounds has a different layout to it. Instead of this sequence of rooms that you have to go through, the original version looked like it was just 3 challenge rooms that you just enter the entrance hall, and then you do the 3 challenges and progress. So it's interesting to see that they added some more details there. Let's go ahead and switch the audio over here. Race doesn't need to stay on here all day. Leave and see if we can hear Puffer's audio. Yep, we can. Yeah, Puffer's sensitivity here is making it really difficult for him to aim. I'm curious what it is that he's using here. So I thought he's playing it on the N6, or I thought he's playing it on the Wii U.
He's playing, yeah, and it should not look like that.
He's also having a lot of trouble deciding between the bombs and the bow. Really needs to just get up there and shoot him in the face. Now another detail, I can't remember, I think you have to do this one to open the door. This puzzle may be impossible. Here we go. This is what I would do. Get up here, just shoot it point blank in the eye, run around to the side, do the next one.
Is that fast enough?
Because I think maybe the way...
is with their controls.
I think the way the Wii U is set up that you have to use the right stick to do it, and it's possible it's an input error that he's pushing right stick, trying to do it right, and he's hitting down.
It skipped an eyeball.
Gets it. All right, there we go. That's a key and a door.
Menu buffering B or something?
Maybe? I don't know. Alright, so he gets through another challenging puzzle here. So at any rate, keep an eye out for that. We will be doing some Star Tropics in the near future as a blind segmented race. That's for the NES. That's a good choice if you've never played the game before. Alright, so now Puffer's in this room. He hasn't opened this chest. He needs to hit all of these statues. He found one hidden... he found one of the hidden things. He found the eyeball there. What he's really looking for is there is a switch hidden under one of these, and he needs to find that switch. There it is. It's key number 5, just 2 more. I think he's already gotten this room. So in this room, he's having trouble finding the way to the key. To get to this key, Puffer needs to play the Song of Time. This one may be a little bit too obscure to figure out. Thankfully, he doesn't need it, but the last 2 keys are pretty tough. So he, which key is he missing? He's missing the one in the hidden area over the room that you have to climb up through the hidden door. He's missing the one that you need to push. I think he got the whirlpool. I think he got this one. Yeah, this sensitivity on poor Puffer's stream, this has been a recurring issue we've seen in these races. We've got Puffer here having a little bit of trouble with it. We've also noticed Snowdozer. Snowdozer, an absolute champion of emulated gaming, playing Ocarina of Time, a analog controller game on a keyboard that is a absolute champion move right there. He also has had a couple places where the sensitivity on his keyboard has simply been impossibly accurate, or has been impossibly too sensitive, and had to fool around with settings in order to actually get the ability to aim and hit things. And so now we're seeing it here with Puffer having some issues as well. So there are 4 more keys here to collect. So one of them is the one that he needs to use Sock and Time blocks. One of them is hidden in the ceiling. One of them is behind the push block. I'm not sure where the last key is. Oh, it could be this one.
It's probably right in front of him.
There we go. So he could get there if he is observant and realizes, hey, what's this box here next to me? Also, this stream is brought to you by the low health beep noise. And we did spoil things a little bit for the players. The paste bin does tell them that there are 2 optional doors. Although I don't know that I said how many keys there were. So, Puffer may realize that he has enough keys to progress. Looking for a way to get to that key. Hook shots don't work on the eyeballs. Oh, he's excited. He found a chest. He found a chest. What's in the chest? What's in the chest? No, it's just a bloopy. Now, one thing we haven't seen any of our players do in this race, nobody did the Happy Mask side quest. The Happy Mask side quest being a very unusual quest in that the reward is only lore. If you did that side quest, that would give you some access to some different hidden pieces of lore. One of the lore actually talks about the Gerudo training grounds, and the stone that you talk to straight up tells you that the reward that you get for doing the Gerudo training grounds is not worth the effort it takes to get it. That the game knew it. The game warned you. It's also incredible how Puffer is perpetually at no health. Pretty sure Puffer has died more in this race series than any of the other players. There is, of course, one other side quest in the game, the legendary trading side quest. That's another one that's wholly unreasonable. Yes, that's correct, Maurice. Dee 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 dee. Yeah, at this point, it really isn't a big deal if Puffer takes a death. He'll simply respawn at the entrance and he'll get his hearts back. Teleports to the entrance of the room and then immediately perishes. Alright, looks like Puffer's gonna take a chance at going through doors. Did he read the paste bin and save to save? Well, he did actually just save when he died, so it's not that big a deal.
Where's Puffer going?
Puffer's looking for more keys. I'm not certain. Not certain what Puffer's thinking right now. I don't think he knows how many keys there are. He knows that 2 doors are optional and 1 key he can't reach. But I'm not sure where his logic is going. Like Maurice has pointed out, it would make sense if he had tried to start opening some doors, because then that would give him an idea of how close or far he is from getting through this.
Mm-hmm.
Unless his mentality is the optional doors require him to get up to that key, and so he's thinking, I have to get up to the key and then start there, which is wrong in a couple of different ways. I mean, he saw that chest that was that's behind the grate. Has a total of 11 keys and 2 are on fire. Oh, I get it. I get it. That was an interesting attempt at a grab there. And Puffer King doing a quick repeat there just in case you missed it. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Oh, I think maybe he's got it. Here we go. That's the wrong song, but I like the idea. Hey, here we go. He's going to get another key. Now it's going to be really important he doesn't waste this key here. Now, because you've got all of these meshes here, if Puffer's careful, he can look and he can spot the correct path. Because he has just enough keys. He doesn't want to make a mistake. Alright, he didn't fall for the trap there. That would have been the wrong door. So I think my estimate of 15 minutes to 45 minutes was pretty spot on.
Yeah, seems about right.
Puffer is absolutely dedicated to wearing these hover boots, that this is the optimal footwear. Alright, he's making the right choice. Alright, commit. Go to it. I think we've got it. Now, unlike a certain other individual, Puffer King is not too proud to open up these chests on his way through. Except for that chest. Pufferfish says, screw that chest. Yeah, the Master Quest version of this dungeon is configured differently, in that you do have to open up those other doors to hit a switch that spawns this chest. Puffer King is going to open this chest from the other side. The final puzzle, which side of the chest do you open it? Pufferfish is going to take a screenshot there of his beautiful job. And that is it. Our racers have cleared the dungeon. Pufferfish finishing with an SRL time of 47 minutes, 34 seconds. Yeah, it was a little bit of a difference there, but good job by Pufferfish solving a challenging puzzle there. And thank you, Spritz T, for that subscription with Prime Gaming. Congratulations on 25 months. And please enjoy your exciting emotes, including the legendary Tangible Progress emote, my personal favorite. So that is going to be the end for today's stream here. We will be rejoining The Legend of Zelda next week at our regularly scheduled time, 2 p.m. EST. And we will be finishing the game. That's going to be the final goal. We're going to finish it all out. So anticipate an exciting race with a couple of really great boss fights. And then as we talked before, the plan is shortly after we conclude The Legend of Zelda, we will be doing Star Tropics for the NES as a blind segmented race. So if you are blind to that game, please join us. We will be looking for plenty of racers for that. I believe we have on tap that we may be doing a mystery tournament race. I think Reject Tournament might be it. So we will have that shortly. And at 5 p.m. EST, Blasphemous Roar will be on. He's going to be doing a Valentine's special. We're going to be doing a series of Valentine's-themed games. If you have some suggestions for games to play, feel free to drop those in the Discord and the Blind Racing channel, because I think he's looking for some suggestions. So thank you very much for your co-commentary, Alpha. And we will be joining you again next week for the grand finale here of The Legend of Zelda. So we hope you'll join us for that, and we hope to see you here again on the Mystery Funhouse channel. It's always a mystery what game we'll be playing, but we will find out what it is together. Thank you, everybody, and have a good evening, and happy Valentine's Day.